Hi, my name is Eduardo Flores from UPY. I'm studying of robotics. So I'm going to explain my project in Psoc Creator, in which I'm going to turn on a display of 14 segments. So to begin the project, we need to create four different registers. So to do this, we just need to go to ports and pins and use digital outputs of pins. We can drop this here and double click on that, change the name, uh, put the numbers of the pins that we want to use, and that's it. So let me delete this because I have created that. So we have four different registers. In this case, uh, we have register because display of 14 segments has a lot of pins. In this case, has around of 20 segments in which we are using 16. Uh, 14 is to 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 turn on H segments or LEDs, and two pins is for the commands. So we have this. In the first, we have the register one that has 8 pins, and we have the register 2 and 3 that has the other pins that the display. Why this is in this way and is not in this way? That's because the the Psoc 4 doesn't has some some pins because it is using in our thing. And the register 4 is used for the commands to choose which part of this display is going to turn on. Well, in this part is just create this. It's not very difficult. Uh, doing that, we need to go to s- to set which pins going to use the register. So in this case, I have register one in the pin 2.0 to pin 2.7. We can use drop this like this way, or we can choose it in this part. By the way, it's the same. uh, well, I have the register 2 in the pin from the pin 1 to dot 3. Sorry, the pin 1 uh, to dot 0 to pin 1 dot 3. The same with the register 3. I have it on the pin 0, and the register 4 is in the pin 0 too. So do that, we can start to to make the logistic or or program the software to turn on numbers or letters or make up a word. So we we need to create a library to to make it. So to create a library, we need to go to the folder header files, right click, add new items, and choose the file header file. I'm not going to create it because I had it and it's here. In this part is just put all the functions that we are going to use. I have this function. we need to add this part because we need to define that the library has this name, and that's it in this part. It's not very difficult. So this function is do it in this class that we need to create. For example, I have the counter up, the counter down, alphabet name that is in the library. We need to add all the function here to later call it from the main. So to start to program the function, we need to include the library. In this case, I have it here. By the way, anyway, I'm going to explain all the function and starting to the counter up. The counter up. Let me comment this. The counter up is just a simple function in which show the show a counter from 0 to 9 to number 9. So that function is here. Counter up. Counter up is using a counter, and a loop while. Well, the condition is while the counter is not the value is not 10, the loop going to send this information. We are calling the function called a number. We are choosing the number that we are going to use using the same counter, and this value is to choose which part of the display is going to turn on. And after that, we are using a incrementer that change the value of the counter. So the function number is here. It's here, in which we are getting the value num, and the is just a variable to choose which is the display. Well, we have a switch case, a structure switch case, in which choice which is the function, the number. For example, if the number is 0, we are going to change the value of the register 1 to dry, this hexadecimal to that turn on some LEDs on the display to turn on a 0. Do this is just make a table with all the segments, and choose which segment is off or on, and making the binary, we can convert it to hexadecimal. So we have the switch case and choosing which is the number, and changing the value of the register 1, because the register 1 has um, all the segments that is around the display. On the final of the counter, we have this register that has the pins that is for commands. So in this case, we just need or 1 or 2 in decimals, because in that way we can choose if 1 is turn or 2 is is on. Sorry, if the one is on and the two is on. That's it. By the way, here is choice I'm going to show how the counter is function. Well, now I'm going to explain the other function that is the same, but now is counter down. So this function it is going to go to the is going to go from the 9 to the 0. It's the same structure that counter up. I'm not going to explain again the numbers. It's here. Let me. It's here. It's using a counter, a loop, while, but in this case, it is not using an incrementer. It is just incrementer. That's because we need to make that the counter goes to the 9 to the 0. So it in the same way we call we call the function number, the number choice which is the number, and show it send the values on the register one, and just choosing which is the register. In this case, the which is the display with the register 4. In this case, we changed it because in the counter up we send uh, 1 to choose the display 1, but in counter down we are using the counter 2 to change which is the position. I'm not sure that if I take a video of how change the how change the display, but I'm going to show you how work the function. Well, in the same way we have the other function called alphabet. Alphabet works in the same way that work the number, but we have a function called letter that get a value in char at the value integer. That this value is just to choose which is the display that we are going to use. We have the same structure switch case to choose which is the letter, um, depending which is the value. For example, the if the value is a, we're going to show the letter a in the display, changing the register 1 2 3. In the same way with the case b, to choose which is the to sending values to show it in the display. And in the final of the function, we were choosing which is the display, and depending which is the value, for example, 1 or 2, it shows which is the which is the part of the display that we're going to turn on. So in the function alphabet, we have the same structure that has encountered that, but here we are using a loop called for. We are using an counter, but using a characters that goes to the a, from the a to the c. And in this case, we are calling the function that I had showed you, and making that the Psoc make a delay. It's very simple, and I'm going to show you how work the function in the circuit. Well, now um, I'm going to show the most interesting function, that is name. Name show a word in the display and make it that the display show the word how move the word, because the display just have two parts. In each part we just show one letter, so we can uh, see how the word move over the display. So the function is name. We are we are setting a value that is my name, Eduardo, and is this in the language C. We doesn't have we don't have the strings. We just have charts, but we can use something called it. I'm not sure which is the name in English, but in Spanish it is puntero. I think it's pointer or something like that. But we're using that. We get the name from the main, and we are using a loop. This loop has the same structure, but we to read the array, because we are getting an array. And this function is just to know which is the side of that array, and we are using this function that is parpadear. I use her name in Spanish. Sorry. And that parpadear has two values. The values is used to know which is the word that we want to show in the two parts of the display. For example, here and here. Uh, the first is the first letter, that in my case is the letter E, and the second value must be the second letter, that is D. For that, we are using this operation to incrementate the value to show it. um Let me show you the function that is here. That function make a loop while to show the both letter in the display. We cannot send different letter or different values in the same time, because if we send one and the other we change the value, and we want to show it in the same time. So to do that, we can show the letter and make a little time, in this case 10 milliseconds, and show the other letter in the same way. If you see, we're using the same function letter to choose which is the display, and setting the letter that we are getting from the function name. Now here we can change the time in which we are showing the letters. For example, if I put 20 20, uh, we can make that the letter show more time, but the 10 is more faster. Well, that's it. It's not very difficult because we are using the same structure using the function letter to show the, the letter that we want to use. That's it. I'm going to show you in a video, and I think it's all for today. Thank you for your attention.